Hi there, welcome to this month's solar stats for July 2025. It's good to be back, actually doing a full month of solar stats. As you may be aware or may not, my solar setup went down for a couple of months, so I couldn't get full months of stats. If you missed that video about my SolarEdge optimizer going wrong and you want to see that video, then it's up here. I'll also put it at the end of the video and in the description below. But let's get on with it. Right, so here we are in the SolarEdge dashboard. So for the month, 680.48 kilowatt hours. Yeah, not a bad month. Several days over 30 kilowatt hours, but then several days under. So we had quite a few sort of around the 15 to 18 mark, and a few bad days. Well, clearly the best day was the 11th of July with 35 kilowatt hours, whereas the worst, 24th of July was the worst for me, 6.32 kilowatt hours on that day. That must have been the second worst, I guess, at 7. And then we had a 10 as well for the month. It's just nice to have a whole month of production stats again. So for the average for the month, I just take 680 divided by 31, 21.9 kilowatt hours on average per day. So moving on to the monthly stats then, don't look at May or June because they're a bit skewed, because as you probably know, my panels were down for some of those weeks in those months. So 680, as I said, 699 last year, so it's slightly down on last year. 676 though in 23, which is very close to this year. It was only ever beaten so far by my first year, 2022, when I got 785, and it looks like August was very good in 2022 as 783. So I would call this the kind of penultimate month really before it starts going down. August will hopefully be good. And then we're on the horrible slope downwards into autumn and winter. But yeah, not too bad this month. Not stellar amazing, but pretty average. So if we just want to have a look at the panels themselves, so 10 on the south, 4 on the east, pretty similar, aren't they, for the whole month? So around 42 on the south side and around 41 on the east. So obviously, you know what happens in summer. In the east, sunrise is nice and early. The ones on the east are getting it. And then when they don't get it, the south is getting it, and vice versa. So yeah, it's pretty average. It's pretty even, should I say, on those panel sides. So that's good news in the summer. So this is the MyEnergi dashboard for the Eddi, heating the hot water. This is fairly standard, isn't it, all the way through the month? Like you can see where the wider bars have needed a bit more heating. So that's where more hot water has been used on those days. Where it's a really thin spike, we've used less hot water on those days than others. But for the whole month, 137.8 kilowatt hours going into the Eddi overnight on cheap rate. So that's quite easy to work out the cost on that as well. So times 7p a kilowatt hour is £9.65 on hot water for the month. So straight into the Hypervolt dashboard for July, 266 kilowatt hours being used by the Hypervolt into the EVs. As you can see, it's slightly down. It's on its way down a little bit. There's probably good reason for that, in that my new job, basically I'm going in every day at the moment, but they have EV chargers at work for free, and I've been getting on those and managing to fill my car up. So I haven't been charging at home at the moment. Only the i3 has been getting charges, so that's mainly all i3, because I started the job on the 1st of July, luckily, for these stats. So all of that pretty much, I would say, is i3. So if I take 266 kilowatt hours and times it by 7p overnight, it gives £18.62 for the month in the i3, really. So over to the Octopus Dashboard for the electric. So for the month of July, 717 kilowatt hours used. Some days more than others. That could be down to hot water on more days, some days. Could be down to a bit more mileage in the EVs as well. But the cost of that was £51.47, not including standing charge. So if we come on to the export for the month, let's go to kilowatt hours first, 551 kilowatt hours. So not much exported on the 19th because that was a low solar day. And that was also a bad solar day. But the rest, not too bad. What does that mean in money? £82.69. And finally, the gas. Obviously, there was a little bit of gas used on the hob for doing some chips or something. 6p on the 26th of July. So hardly any gas being used at the moment. But of course, if we bang on the standing charge, this is what's crazy, isn't it? £9.17 all in, with my little bit of consumption of 6p there, but the rest being standing charge. I did quickly have a look at the gas tracker. It's quite low at the moment on Octopus, about 4.3 pence for the east of England during the month of July, which is pretty good, but obviously we're not using much gas at the moment. So I did look at I'm actually on a fixed, I'm on that fixed tariff for the gas at the moment, which sees me through this winter at about 6p. So I'm not going to move on to a gas tracker at the moment. But if you are on the gas tracker and using that at 4p for your hot water, then you're doing pretty good. All right, so on to some numbers then. So for the grid import for the month, the off-peak at 7.5p on Octopus Intelligent Go, we spent £49.84. So EVs, filling the battery, filling the hot water. Peak rate of 28.96 pence per kilowatt hour, we spent £1.65. And the export for the month was 551.256 kilowatt hours at 15p. Export rate on Octopus gives us £82.69 for the month. For the gas, well, it's not even worth mentioning, as you saw, just under a kilowatt hour at 6.29 pence per kilowatt hour gives us around 6p. And then the standing charges, the gas for me in the east of England is 29.38 pence per day, times 31 days in July gives us £9.11. And the electric for me is 45.42 pence a day, times 31 days equals £14.08 for the month. So to sum it all up then, the gas 6p of use plus the £9.11 standing charge equals £9.17 for the gas. And the electric, £51.47 in actual use, plus the £14.08 in standing charge, but minus the export, which was £82.69, gives us a minus. So we did make some money, £17.14. But overall, if we then subtract the cost of the gas from that, we come up still with a profit, but £7.97 in credit. Moving forward. So all in all, not too bad. So that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you did like the video, give it a like and don't forget to leave a comment below. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And I'll see you soon.